Imagine on this planet that we have our TVs, our cars, our grocery stores, our businesses, our Wall Street. We have our entertainment. We have our social media. We have our friends, our family. We have all this stuff going on around us. And we're worried about race, and we're worried about the color, and we're worried about this, and who's popular and who's not popular. All these different things, when in a blink of an eye, something microscopic that you cannot see around you can wipe us all out. Take a moment and think about that. Just let's just take a moment and listen to the background music and my little waterfall thing. So I just got asked a question by a buddy of mine, and I just was like, you know what? I just want to make a video about it because I think I can explain it a little bit better just talking instead of just texting. And whoever this gets to, I think is, I hope it helps. That's just how I am. If these videos, if they get seen, they get seen. If they don't, they don't. And his question was kind of on what are my father's insights, him being in his 80s, about this outbreak that we have going on, and the thoughts about the small businesses, and how is really everybody affected with this situation. And I was all like, yeah, I think it's a great question. I I think that my father is at an age, and I would have to ask him, but from me knowing my father, I feel like for him, he has done so much on this planet and has experienced so much. Yes, he's concerned, and he's going to take the necessary steps to make sure that he protects himself. Yeah, I think he is just at that point in his life where if something were to happen, he's just the type of man to just accept it and go with the flow. And he and I were talking this morning before I got my text message from my friend, and I kind of was talking to him that if everybody on this planet goes into a state of panic, if everybody is in a state of stress, if everybody is worry, 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 I gotta get this, I gotta get that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, we're not taking the time to stop and think what is happening to our bodies. What is our body mechanics? What is internal? What are we doing to ourselves freaking out? We're shrugging our shoulders and we're just going like this. And instead, what we should be thinking about is how to protect our bodies. And when you're panicked, you're stressed. And if we all know what does stress do to your body, it doesn't help your immune system. And therefore, it doesn't help your body prepare for a fight that might come to you. And a lot of people aren't going to understand that. And that's okay. Yet, your body is your temple. It is your one sacred thing that you hold on this planet. And you can take whatever news that you listen to, you can take whatever you want from it, yet it's how you handle it. How you choose to listen to the outside forces and what you choose to do with it makes a big difference. And yes, we are facing a really big thing right now. Yet some might think of it as this might be a good preparation for something if like Ebola just broke out everywhere, which did happen, but not everywhere. But imagine if it was Ebola. And some are now seeing it as a formula for us to use as preparation for maybe something bigger. Even though it's not good, people's lives have been lost. Again, everybody's going to have a different way of viewing this and their insights. I also do truly believe that this might just unite people in a way. Um, you think about this. Ronald Reagan said something a long time ago, and I'm not going to verbatim, but if we faced an outwardly or whatever type of threat, would we put our differences aside to fight and unite for the survival of our species? And some might say that this is happening right now. The fear of mass loss can do things. Yet, to me, I also feel, why does it have to get to that point where we have to have something that threatens our entire race to unite us? And from just my perspective and what I've seen, how people have panicked, well, not panicked, whatever you want to use as far as the vocabulary goes for it, just to see how people are acting right now, I'm just like, wow. It's really remarkable to see when I always say, when shit hits the fan, watch the people around you. And I would just hope that everybody would use their common sense. I feel, for me, know what your habits are, know what your surroundings are, know who comes and goes, and treat everyone. I personally feel you should treat like everyone has something, and that you take the necessary precautions. And yes, it's important to wash your hands. And yes, it's important not to touch your face. And yes, you should be aware what you're doing as contribution to everything that's going around us. If you know you're sick, if you know your immune system is down, if you do have the opportunity to stay home and do what's necessary, do that, because you're doing more harm to people if you're not in a good state of where your temple should be and you're going out, possibly compromising or possibly infecting. So, in a way, to answer my friend's question, or not even to answer his question, just to kind of like collectively conclude my thoughts in the inside of this, is that it's we're always constantly being dealt something. Every day something is happening where we're being dealt a blow of some sort, whether it's a happy one or not a happy one. And it is what we do is what makes a difference. It is what we learn from it is what makes a difference. It is how we treat each other is what makes a difference. And I honestly do believe that going into a store and stampeding is a clear example of what not to do. That's just my personal opinion. When I see things like that, I just sigh and I go, really? Versus if you just take some time over the year and just gather things. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to the store and grab everything that you always need. Just throughout your day, throughout your life, pick up things that you might think might be good and place them to the side over time. That way, if something does happen, you can kind of go back and be like, hey, you know what? I actually don't have to rush all at once to the store to get all this stuff because I've just taken my time to collect it. And that's, again, checking your surroundings, seeing what you have. What do you have to prepare? But that does not mean that you have to just run out and go and grab stuff. I could talk about this all day long, but I think that in long term, we are facing a big issue. It could be worse. It could be worse because we could be facing an Ebola outbreak, and that is far more deadly than what we're going through. So let's unite. Let's take care of the ones around us. Let's not be greedy, and don't and be selfish in a way, because if you know you're not well, don't go out. And hopefully we really do learn something from this, because my generation, I've never seen something like this. And I'm kind of like, wow, something bad really can happen. It's a reality that we're so focused on so many other things, and we don't look at our own planet and what its capabilities are. We're little children running around in the playground, just going everywhere, and we just don't realize what we're playing on, and that there is so much more to this planet than meets the eye. So let's put some differences aside and actually really learn what we live on. With that being said, I hope that that helped. I don't know. Whatever. It's food for thought. It's the beauty of being human, and now living in the future where you have a recording device where you can actually record your thoughts. And I'm not worried. I'm not worried, because everything is meant to happen as it should, and how I choose to handle it is my part in life. And we have to sometimes accept that there are going to be things that are going to happen, and we just have to keep moving forward, because that's what that's the beauty of humans. We're always being hit with things, and our perseverance and our resilience is just remarkable. We really are capable of doing some incredible things. And um, maybe one day I'll be 109 years old, and I'll get to record something for the next generation. And what an interesting album. I will get to go back to, or someone else will get to get back to and look at, that I've created. Much love to you guys. I support you. And deuces magooses.